Liz, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So everyone can hear me, right? Let's wait for 3-4 minutes more so that other people can also join, and then we will start. So someone can confirm. Can you see my screen? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So Meghna, can you confirm your email ID?
Yes, sir, it is my email ID.
ameghna21
21, yes.
Okay, okay. So let's wait for 2-3 more minutes. There are only 30 participants, I guess, 31. Let's wait for others to join. 2-3 more minutes. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Uh, Welcome to your first class of ESC-101. My name is Shivu Tripathi. I've done BTech from NIT Durgapur and currently doing PhD. I've joined PhD in 2019. I'm broadly interested in systems and currently I'm working in virtualization. So after completing this course, if anyone want to work in system or find it exciting, they can contact me. So let's start today's class. So does anyone have, first, could you raise your hand? How many of you know some little bit about C or like have some kind of background in any programming language? Okay, so 10 people are okay. So please lower down your hand. Uh, so wait. Let me admit someone. So when we talk about C, becomes to a very frequent term, which is called program. Just started. Yes. So what is a program? Program is a set of instruction uh, which is going to be executed on a computer. So let's see what is a program first and see. So my screen is visible to everyone, right? If anyone is not able to see the .c file on their screen, just let me know. Okay, so this is a simple program. Here we are not doing anything. We are just this is declaration. So at line number 1, you can see we have to include some library headers file. This is requirement, and then this main function. So this is the entry point for any C program. So first thing that is going to be executed, whatever is written in this main function. Okay. So let's try to run this program and see. Oh, okay. Ritik, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, what is .h here, sir?
Yeah. So .h is a header. So in C, there are two types of file. One is a source file, which is having .c as a header and .c as an extension, and other one is a header file, which is having .h as a header, as a extension, as a file extension. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So let's try to, so in the, wait. Okay. So while explaining anything, if you encounter any problem, want to clarify more, just raise your hand and then I will stop and answer your doubt. Okay. So let's try to run it. The command to run the program in GCC is this. So you can see out file is generated. So when we use this GCC compiler, so to run a C program, we specify the file name, which is program.c, and then the command to run GCC compiler is GCC. So after compiling, after running this command, we get a.out as an executable file. So this program.c is written in some text format, which has to be converted in binary format. As you all know that computers knows only about binary thing. It does not know anything about text and all this thing. So let's try to run this program and see. So this is the command to run a C program, C executable. it is not printing anything. So because we have not printed anything. So let's try to do something. So first, I've declared a variable number. So this is called variable declaration. So this thing here, this is called the data type. In C, we have some primitive data type, which is reserved. So like int for integer, float for floating point number, char for character. So we'll see all this thing in upcoming maybe upcoming lecture or in this week also. So this is the data type, and then we assign some value here, some write some text here. So this is called variable declaration. At line number 5, you are seeing it is called variable declaration. So this is how we define the variable. Now let me try to print it. So there is a command, there is a library function. So it's recording. Okay. So printf is a library function using which we can print something. So the format for printf is we specify string, which is having some not very human readable thing, but like percentage d, as you can see there is this percentage d and then /n. We'll discuss this, and then we are going to print this number. So let's try to run this program first and see what is the output. So we have just initialized, we have not initialized, we have declared a variable, this number, at line number 5, and at line number 6 we are just printing it. So let's try to first compile it. Now run it. So you can see the value for the number is 0. Okay. Here it is printing 0, but in some cases it may print some garbage value. So what is happening behind the scene? When we say we have declared a variable, that is number, as integer, so it is stored somewhere in the memory. Like we store some file, some MP4, MP3, or any .txt file in our phone, in our laptop. Similarly, this variable is stored in the RAM, which is a volatile memory. So since we have not initialized any value to it, so it can have some garbage value. Currently it is giving 0, but in some cases on some machine it can give some garbage value. So let's try to first Atulya Sundaram.
Yes, sir. What is the significance of return 0 here? Is like
significance of 0 is like, let's say you
so
are
no, return 0. The
this
line.
okay return 0 is like telling the bash script. So this is terminal, right? You can see, so this is the terminal. So when we run this command, like this a.out, so behind the scene it will make a lot of system calls, not library calls. There are concept of system calling. So it has to know the exit status of a program. So a.out is a program. So returning 0 means you are successfully returning to your parent program. So there is a hierarchy there. So currently you have to return 0 when you do not want to indicate any error. So if you can see, if I run this a.out, okay, and since we have returned 0, if we print the last returned status of the program, so it is saying 0. And if we do, let's say there is error. By default, I'm assuming there is error in the program. So I'm returning -1. So let's first compile it and then run it. So we have executed the program. Now, what is the status of return status of the program? So it is 255. So in case of negative value or there is a positive value, the cell will give some positive integer. So in Linux, the philosophy is when you do not want to return any error, you return 0. If you want to return any error, you return some negative or some positive number. Okay. Hopefully this clear your doubt.
Sir, but like, why do we need to return an error?
Because
Like, what does
if you
returning an error mean?
in normal C program, like you want to count a number, you want to set to variable, in those cases you can return whatever you want. But in case of softwares where you have set of processes, set of interrelated processes, in those scenario, let's say if there is a parent process and then there is this child process. So you may not know about processes. So let's say there is a parent and then there is a child, and there is a dependency that this parent has executed this child program. Parent program is executing the child program. Now child program is doing something and then return. So this return value is used as an indicator for the success and failure. This is just a philosophy, and which is used in like in general purpose programming. So like if you want to count two numbers, swipe to number, all this thing, which you will see in upcoming lectures, there you can return whatever you want. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And one more thing, this is the styling standard. Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
basically if we return 0, if return 0 is used if we don't want an error, and with -1 plus or any positive or negative value, it will return error.
Yeah. But currently we don't care about it. Okay. For simple C programs, right?
So in simple C programs, even if you don't write this return statement, then it will be fine. No?
Your voice is echoing. Can you repeat it once again?
Am I audible?
Yes.
So in simple C programs, even if we do not write this return statement, then it will be fine.
If you do not write, let's see. Okay, so if you do not want to write a return statement, you have to mention here void in that case, because you are not returning. So this is your main function. You are not returning anything. So you will mention void. So you will read about function, all this thing in upcoming lectures. What is the prototype? What is the syntax? But if we mention void and run this program, it is fine, right?
Okay, sir.
But if you are having int and don't want to return anything, let's say you are having int and don't want to return anything, so the compiler will throw error. It should throw error, but it is not throwing currently. It's
nowadays
yeah.
It automatically assumes return 0.
Yes. So these are some optimizations. So a common philosophy is just use return 0 in int main.
Okay, sir.
So this is how we declare a variable. Currently it is integer. And then let's try to initialize it. So let's say 67. Now let's try to print it. We should get 67 as a result, which is the fact. Now, so you can initialize a variable after declaring it. So at line number 5, it is called declaration. This is called initialization. It is also sometimes called definition. So the variable is defined like as 67. You can also do this cascaded initialization and declaration, something like this, and it will work. As you can see. Yeah, any doubt so far?
So
Okay.
one question. So
Okay.
percentage D /n is like a new line character. This is
Yes.
something which we've studied in our earlier classes also, like junior 6th, 7th, 8th. But what
Okay,
is what is percentage D, sir? What is the function of that?
Yes. So printf is a function. Okay. It takes variable number of argument. Variable, by variable, what do I mean? So there is this string, and then after this, it can have many number of variables. So let's try to do it. And then I will clear what is percentage D means. So let's try to have multiple variables. So this is how you declare a variable. You cannot start a variable name with some numbers. You can start with underscore, underscore, underscore. So these are some terminology. Num2, and then number, num1, num2. Okay. So we have given 3 variable, which are type integer. So for integer, printf should be called with %d. So we have to add %d, %d 3 times. If you are passing 3 integers as a argument to this printf function. So the signature of printf is a string and then variable number of argument, any number of argument that you want to have. So for integer, the syntax is %d. For float, the syntax is %f. And then for character, the syntax is %c. So let me write it. For integer, the percentage is %d. For float, the syntax is %f. For char, it is %c. And what left? Yeah, then there is a char star, which is a kind of string in Java. It is having %s. So let's say if you want to write a function and you are passing this variable number of argument. Okay. So how do you know the type of these arguments? By specifying these, I don't know what it is called, but like %d, %f, %c, %s. So by encountering %d, printf will say, okay, I have to print integer. So let's say if I've initialized number as 12. So the value of number will be 12. But if I do something like this 12 by 2. So this is a binary operation. So for division, we use this sign. So if we do 12 by 2, it will print 6. But if we do 13 by 2, it will also print 6, because the integer value, the rounded off integer value will be 6 in this case. So let's try
Sir,
to-
one more thing. Does it
Yes.
round off or does it truncate? Like which one does it do actually?
Actually, it does truncate. It does not round off.
Because in whatever is after the decimal, it just cuts
After
it
the
off.
decimal, yeah, it just cuts it off. Yeah. So as you can see, the number is 6, but we are printing 13 by 2. So that is how integer is defined. So integer cannot have decimal values.
So that %s is only for Java, sir, or is it for C? You just said
No,
only
for C.
For C.
This entire syntax is for C.
Okay.
So for integer, you have int keyword. Okay. So the keyword that you will use to define an integer is int, or for floating point, you have float. For char, you have char. So it will have just one character. So let me just define it, declare it. So char ch. Okay. And this is how a character is defined. You can have anything from your keyboard here. So like 5, 4, or R, or B, or S, anything. So it will contain just one character. So this is how character is initialized as well as declared. So let's try to print it. ch, and then you can see S is printed right here. You can see the screen, right? 60S.
Yes.
Anyone can confirm? Okay. So these are some data primitive. These are called primitive data type: integer, char, float, char star. There is a char star. So if you want to have something like array, I should not have this thing. Okay, we will cover in next some other class.
So what's the difference between char star and char?
So char star is a
It's the same
pointer
way.
to a character array.
So could you
So
repeat
So
that?
when you read about pointers, then we can go to explain what is char star. So it's just a way to include multiple characters using some pointers for now. Okay.
Okay.
So Divyanshi, you can go ahead.
Sir, in one of the examples, I saw that they had preceded a number just before D, like they had written percentage 2D. What does that
Hmm.
mean?
So percentage 2D. So if we write percentage 2D, the spaces would be adjusted. So two spaces will be there. Not percentage 2D, it should be percentage LD. Is it, was it percentage 2D or LD?
Sir, I saw both, like percentage LD, 2D, then like 5.2 F. All these things, sir, I have a little doubt in.
Okay, so what I know about it, so there is a this percentage 2D when you want to do some spacing. So how to put it? Like, so let's say you are printing some in loop, you are printing some numbers, okay, from 1 to 10, right? So
Okay,
in that case, when you encounter a single digit, which is 1, 2, 3, up to 9, it will cover just one space, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But if you are going to print the 10, then it will cover two space on the terminal or whatever device you are going to print. Okay.
Could
So
you re-explain this part? So just this part.
yeah, so let's say you are printing numbers from 1 to 20. Okay. You have declared variable and you want to print numbers from 1 to 20 using C program. So percentage 2D. So what is the meaning of percentage 2D? So when you print number 1 to 9, only one space will be used, right? You can write a number in one space. So what do I mean by that? So this is one space, right? Something low. So let me print it. 8, 9, 10. As you can see, it is taking two space, right? 10 is taking 2, 11 is taking 2. So what percentage 2D does, if you are not having percentage 2D, it will be printed like this. But if you want to print like this in an aligned format, so that is where percentage 2D is used. Similarly, percentage 3D. So there is a number which is having 3 digits. So it will be printed like this in conventional way. So let's say from here your terminal, your screen is starting. So this is the leftmost extreme of your this screen. In that case, 8 will be printed. It will take just one space, then 9, then 10. So numbers will be printed like that. But if you use this percentage 3D, let's say, so number will take 3 spaces. Accordingly, it will adjust its positioning. So this is how percentage 3D will be printing the output. So every digit, yeah, every number will take 3 spaces.
The last digit will be on the third place if we do percentage 3D.
Last digit will be on third place. Yes.
Okay, sir.
And sir, LD?
LD is there is another data type which is called long int. Long int. So if you want to declare some use number, so there are these things. So long int, long int, and then there is a double. So these are some. So if you want to declare some like bigger number in floating point, so float cannot have those numbers. There is a range at which you can go a particular data type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir,
Okay.
Yes.
sir, am I audible? Sir,
Yes.
in these percentage 2D or percentage 3D, can we use a variable instead of 2 or 3, like percentage ID or something?
No. I guess not. I have not tried it, but you can try whether you can use percentage ID. But I don't know.
Okay, sir.
I mean, how you will pass the value of I here? That is the point, no?
Sir, like if I create a variable I,
And we
create a
take
variable.
the input
the
by
format.
user of I. Can we do that?
Yeah, let me do it.
like even if we can define
And I. So you can see the color is changed, right? Percentage I is identified as some string identifier, it is called, I guess. So percentage I is taken as a whole thing, and then D is taken as a string, as a character. here, as you can see, right?
Okay.
So you
So this
cannot
doesn't
have
work.
a variable over here. It should be
Okay,
having
sir.
some constant or some predefined thing like LD, F or something like that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any other doubts so far?
Sir, in percentage 2D, if we write a 3-digit number, then can you write the output, please?
Yeah, in case of 3-digit number, last up to 2 digit it will be aligned, and then 3 digit will take something like this. So it's 2. So you are using percentage 2D, right? 4 and then 10. These are aligned, and then 3 will be like this.
Oh, yes, I got it.
Any other doubt? So all have seen this tutorial, the lecture, right?
Yes.
Does anyone have any doubt in the lecture?
So there was
And you
only
can
one
ask
lecture.
question in Hindi as well if someone is feeling that English is the only language. No, you can ask question in Hindi as well. So yeah.
So the first lecture was only programming cycle. So there weren't any syntaxes taught in that.
Yeah, the syntax is not there. Yes. So yeah, in GCD, have you seen the GCD slide, GCD lecture?
Yes, sir.
Anyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Okay.
They
So
haven't.
in GCD, in GCD there were some assignments, right? Like how to assign a variable, how to declare a variable, but they have written in a kind of pseudo code format, right? It was not like you cannot write something like let's say f is equals to g plus 2, right? You cannot write it because it is not have f and g is not declared. So in C everything should be declared. Otherwise, how it will interpret it, right? If you try to run this program, you will see some nice error. Okay, and you can see this warning that you are using percentage LD, but the type is integer. So in that case, you have to change it to percentage D instead of LD. So these are some. So there is a level of error. This is called error, and this is called warning. So for warning, you can skip, but for error, you should try to fix it.
The long int is a superset of int, right?
But yeah, so there is a warning like, yes, it is a long int is a superset of it, and long int is a superset of that thing. Yeah, it's just a storage wise. So it will take more number of bytes. So in that case, you will have more number of this combinations, right?
Sir, what is the minimum number that long integer can store?
Minimum number is so if it is signed, which is by default, so it will take I guess if long int is taking let's say 4 byte. Okay, 4 byte
So sir,
means
there must be some number, right? कि 10 की power 16 से greater है तो.
what?
We use
The long int can be any you like I just like it's a super if it's a superset then it can be any integer, right? That can be minimum.
Yes. Not any integer. There is a limit to that. So
Upper limit is
so
a lower
every
limit is
integer,
one.
there is a lower limit. So every integer is so have you done any architecture course so far? Computer
So what
architecture?
do you mean the computer architecture?
No, sir.
No, sir, we
No.
haven't.
Okay, that doubt will be cleared in that class, but let me quickly resolve it. So there is this thing called so how to represent a number in computer system. That is the very challenging thing. So for that you have to encode a number in binary format first, because computer understand everything in binary. So let's say you want to represent 1 and you have just allotted 2 byte. So how many numbers you can represent? How many decimal number you can encode in those 2 bits, not byte? Anyone?
Sir, we don't know how this process works.
No, sir, binary. We will
Sir,
do it
one
twice.
number is one bit, right?
No. So you don't know binary to decimal
No, sir.
conversion, all this thing. Okay. So yeah. So okay. Then in that case, the discussion is useless. In that case, yeah. So there are many things that you have to know. But for
Okay.
as far as C is go, just try to by heart for a little moment for 1 semester or 2 semesters, then you will understand many things.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So, any other doubts so far from the lecture or from up to here? Okay.
Sir, in the third line,
Yes.
we can write only main also, right? In lectures, nothing was given like int or void.
Yeah, I mean, but it is not a standard way to do it. In third line, you can write main. You can do many stupid things you want, but thing is, there is some standard to it. I mean, you can do something like this. Let me show you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can write a program like this, right? But it does not look nice. Or you can write entire program in one line, right? Which is removed in there are stages in the compiler pre-processing state. It will remove all the new line, all the comments, everything, and ultimately it will entire C program will be in one line. So you can write entire C program like this, and then this, and then this. So it will work. Okay, this LD thing. Still it will work because it is a warning. Let me remove the warning first. Still it is working. So these are for, so if you are developing some software which is having some life cycle like Microsoft Office or Linux operating system, in that case it is very important to make comments, write a proper comment so that other people can understand, write in some syntax, some standards format. So these are some styling issues that you have to encounter. But if you want, you can not follow those rules. But in company, you have to follow. Yeah. So, any other doubt so far?
So like a very small doubt. Why is there F for printf? Or is that like just something someone just said that?
Oh, okay. Why there is a F in printf?
Like Python doesn't have that.
It could be print, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
so
Like in
print is
Python.
print is right. So the people who have written this printf function, so they have thought that print was there is a command previously print like this. As you can see, these are some shell commands, right? This vim program.c gcc, these are shell commands. So something like that, there is a print command, print. As you can see, there is a main page for it. So to kind of differentiate from that, there is this print, which is a function. It is not a command. So that is why printf. I'm just making it up, but I guess this is the real thing.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's quickly see what are other basic operations like. So there was some doubt. Precedence of basic operators, will it be explained? Yes, yes. The precedence and all this thing will be explained later. But the precedence is same that you have read in bot or something like that. So precedence is same. If you add some parentheses, the precedence will be changed accordingly. So those are some mathematical rules. C program itself follow those rules. So let me do number plus 2, and then num2 equals to number minus 1. So this is subtraction, this is addition, this is division. Now let me print those value. Num1 and then num2. GCC 68, there is no number to it. Why? Hmm. Sometimes compiler does not help you. So yeah, these are some basic operations. Division. There is a multiplication also. For that, you have to just do like this. So this is multiplication, division, subtraction. There is a modulo operation. This is like this. So if you do modulo of 6, like 2, it will be 0. So the value of num2 will be 0. The value of num1 would be 12. Number would be 6. So let me quickly print it. 6, 12, 0. Okay.
Sir, but there are two types of modulo operation, right?
Yeah. How?
A multiplication module and addition module.
This modulo is like multiplication modulo. Like you divide number until unless you get a reminder.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. And there are some things which you cannot do, but you can do mathematically. As I've told you, you cannot write this like this. You cannot do g plus 4 directly. So you have to define those things. You have to declare those things before defining it. And then, yes, these are the printf things. So you have seen how uninitialized variables are treated. So currently they are printing 0. So let me try to print some uninitialized variable. Int. Yeah. So it's d and the value is 0. So currently the garbage value, it is called garbage. So because you are not initialized any value to it, so currently it is printing 0. But in your system or some older compiler, it may print some garbage value. So that is also possible. And these comma and all these things, these are just for the beautification of the output. You can have something like this also. So it is not very hard and fast thing, or this, and then output will be adjusted accordingly. Right. So these are the things. Any doubts so far? Divyanshi, yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I have a doubt in when we were discussing about that storage thing. So
Okay.
I want to ask, like, there is this CAD data type which has a limit from -128 to 127. So, sir, if I write a program, I'm a user and I am beginning to print it
So
from.
char, yeah, so let me correctify you. So char is having 0 to 255, not minus.
Okay, sir, but sir,
It is
in
representing, yeah, it is representing ASCII value, which start from 0 to 255
but sir, range is from -128, right?
for the character.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay, sir, I'll check. Thank you.
Yeah. So by the way, what was your question?
Sir,
So like
actually, it was related to that.
Yeah,
So
so there is this general rule. If you can if you don't want to go below 0, you can double your storage, right? You can double your extreme value, right? And if you want to below 0, like there is this value, as you can see, from -127 to 128. The numbers are still 255 numbers, which is starting from -127 to 128. Or if you remove all these minus, then you can go 0 to 255. Generally, characters are like that because it is used for ASCII value, which is 0 to 55. But I mean, I have to also check whether the character value can take some minus value or not. I don't know.
okay, sir. Actually, I was confused because I had a doubt that if we make a program in a loop and we start to print all of them, so after the range, will it show error or it will start the cycle from first? Like, will it start from -128 or will it show error after 127? That is what I wanted to ask.
So this for loop concept, is it covered?
No, sir, not loop. Like I'm just thinking about the range.
So
Like,
how you want to, yeah, how you want to print? Like there's this range, right? This character or the number. So how you will print the number? You are saying this is the way at line number 16. This is the way to print a number, right? Let's say you have a looping mechanism where you want to print some number and you have array or something like that. You are adding a number in every iteration and you are printing it, right?
yes,
So
sir.
if you pass, so if you hit that 255 boundary, it will be round off to 0.
Yes, sir, that is what
So
I'm asking. After that, it hits the boundary and it is still in the loop. So
yeah,
after
it will
hitting
be
the
wrapped
boundary,
around. Yeah, it will
it
be wrapped around.
it
Yeah,
will
I
back.
get it.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, because after 255 you will have 256, which is 1000000. So that one is ignored and all the 0 becomes 0, right?
So basically, it will not cause any error. It will restart the cycle, right?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other doubt? So by the way, entire class is not asking any question. Are you guys like very smart? Are you know everything? Yeah, Ritik, go ahead.
Sir, can you please explain that again, where the value 0 is being returned?
Yeah, where this line number 18.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me show you. You have written 0 and you have declared your main function as an integer. So this is the return type. This is an integer. Now, let me run the program. So the program is executed successfully. Now let me print status. It is 0, right? So this is the command echo $? Will tell you what is the return value of the previous command. The previous command was a.out, which is nothing but executing a C program. So it is returning 0. And that 0 is getting here as a 0.
So
Okay.
could you re-explain once this echo dollar?
Yeah, so this echo, so if you want to do some echo, something like hi, it will print hi, right? There are some predefined things which you can print. So you can see I've run this echo hi. The value of this command, there is some executable related to echo hi. So that executable is executed and it has printed hi. So let me see what is the return value of that executable. It is 0. So as I've explained earlier, in Linux, if you do not want to show any error, you return 0. This is followed like very general way. There could be some exception here and there, but in more general term, it is followed. So when you do not want to show any error, you return 0. If you want to show any error to your parent, so there is this parent thing, which is very advanced. But let's say so. Oh, okay. So currently, this parent is your terminal. This is bash. This is your parent. And when you call this thing, you tell your parent, which is bash, to execute this code. So it will execute it code and the code section will be called. It will be executed, whatever you have written. Now, if you want to print status of your last executed command, this is 0 because you are returning 0 in your C code. If you are going to return, let's say, 12.
So what do you mean by an executable?
Okay, so executable is a file which is in binary format, which computer can understand. So this a.out is an executable. In Linux, we have a bit called X. You can see there is a X. So there is this read write as well as X. And this normal file does not have X here. So this a.out is an executable. So it can be loaded to RAM directly as a in binary format.
So the compiler makes that C file into an executable.
Yes, many C files. So you have written .sc file, it combine everything and then put, so when you run this GCC program, it will finally give you this executable a.out.
Okay.
And if you want to, let's say you don't want a.out, you want your executable to be named as program. This is the command. So the O flag, and then you can mention your output. So as you can see, there it's program. Okay. Any other doubt?
Sir, could you please upload these recorded lectures?
Yes. So as you can see, I have opened the executable. This is program, and it is having garbage value, right? Because these are binary file. These are not text file. But if you open this program .c, this is nicely opened. So this recorded, everything will be recorded. So every tutorial class will be recorded.
Is there a way to convert a string into a integer? Like
string or
character, like a variable.
String or character.
Is there a difference between string and character?
Yeah, so character is a single thing, as you can see. So when you write a single letter, this is a character. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yes.
String is a collection of that thing.
Sir, but what does a character do? Like, what is its purpose?
What character do?
Yes, sir. Like, we can just write a single letter in string also, right?
Come again.
So like, if we wanted to like printf char,
okay,
that ch, so we can just write printf open quotes s.
So are you saying like this, ch, we can print like this, or the s value that we have given, we can print like this, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. So why are we using char?
Okay, so let me show you with an example. Scanf is another call which will take input from the user. Here the character is ch. So you have to pass. These are some file input output, some advanced topic which will be covered in some lecture, but I'm telling you.
Okay, sir.
So so Scanf takes this string identifier, which is %c. So and take address of that variable. So when we mention this %, so it will give you the address of that variable, and that is how pointer is born. Okay. So if you want to take input from user, let's say I want to take your name as an input, and then I want to print hi your name. Okay. In that case, you cannot do having printf every time hi this thing, right? It could be executed for multiple user. You can give multiple. Let me run the program, then you will understand.
Sir, your voice is lagging a bit. Can you please say again?
Okay. Let me run the program, and then you will understand.
Okay, sir.
So, as you can see, the ch is declared, and then we are taking the input from the user and then printing it. Okay.
Fine.
Till this line, everything is cleared. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If anyone is having doubt, let me know.
So scanf is actually we're taking one character here, right?
Yes, it will scan a character, single character. Whatever else you have written after that, it will not get those values. Okay, single letter. Let me show you.
Okay.
So GCC program.c. Let me remove all those things. First, program ls good. GCC program.c. Now you have output. Now it is waiting for your input, right? So let me enter y. So it is printing y, right?
So could you write an extended string once and then see what
Yes,
happens?
yes. It will just print T.
So then what is the data type of string, sir, there?
That was percentages. For that, you need to have percentages. So let me show you why to wait for other lecture. So this is the percentages, and
We
then
need
you
to make
take-
it char star, right? Then
yeah. Let me do it like this. So this is array, which can take 128 characters, and this is Scanf. The format for the Scanf is this, and then percentages, and ch is a character array, by the way.
So then we don't need
So
to add
CH can
ampersand.
be extended to an entire statement or a word, like an entire
So let
paragraph.
me tell you. So you have written one letter, it will print one. You have written 2 letter, it will print all those things until unless you encounter this 128 or whatever. Let me see. So it has printed up to 128.
So it is like the string in Python, right?
Yeah. A string in Python or in Java. I think Python you don't have data type. You have just
char star. Sir, you don't work at char only.
Yeah. So
No,
what?
but it's specified now the 128 limit. So I
So
think
there is this 128 limit. Yeah.
Okay.
Above that you cannot take.
So
You
then we
can
don't
enter, but
need.
it will not take. Yeah. Yeah.
So what is the limit, sir? So for them, if it can only take one character, so 128 is some ASCII coding. What does 128 signify here?
So there will be 128 characters array. So ch, when we write something like this, so ch is an array. Let me write it here. Ch is an array, which is a collection of 128 letters. Okay.
Okay, so if I just use box of some 5, you'll get one that us order में that one character I'll just get out.
Yes. And the data type will be char. Right. Here you can have int also. Integer array. Think about it as a set. Like in mathematics, we have set, which is a collection of similar element, right? So that element could be integer, that element could be float, that element could be character. It could be a string, it could be another array pointer. So that is how 2D array, 3D array, all these things are there.
if you want more than 128, then what do we do?
Just increase the size.
But then you said like 128 is the maximum.
No. Here there is no maximum.
Okay. For that case,
The
it was
ch is the maximum. But when you specify this array, there is no maximum limit here. And this is called a static allocation. Static in the sense that we have fixed this size, right? Which will not change after running the program.
But we have declared this as an int. How does that make sense?
It will contain this much integers. So ch is an array. Ch is an array. Let me not call it as an array. Ch is a set, which is a collection of this 128 integer. Does that make sense? 128 elements. You understand sets, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is written like this, right?
So, sir, as in set, here also there will be an index assigned to all the elements.
Yes. So you can access individual element.
So like we can recall individual elements from that 0, 1, 2.
Yes. So it will start from 0.
Yes, sir.
So if you print 0, so whatever will be the first
letter that will come out.
First letter, it will be printed, right? Okay. So Divyanshi, just wait a second. Let me just run the.
So you changed it to char.
Wait. So I've entered this thing, right? Enter QWERTY. So it is printing 0, which is Q. If I enter sieve, it will print S. Yeah, you asked something. I've changed to char.
Sir,
Right.
here we discussed na int. We can use int also instead.
We can use int here, yeah, but C is like a strict type casting thing, right? It will throw error saying that percentage yes is expecting your next this argument to be treated as string, as a character or a character string, but you are declared as a integer, right? So there is this type mismatch, and it will throw error. So C is like a strict type checking language.
If we wanted dynamic allocation, then what do we do?
Yeah, there is a call for that malloc and calloc function. Similarly, like malloc and calloc. So you specify malloc, add some header at line number 2 for the malloc, which is stdlib.c, and then you write your whatever date, and then you multiply with something, and then there is your address, which will be stored in some pointer. So here the ch is a pointer. So you declare it like this, char star ch. There you go.
But if we did not include that 128 or whatever number, then we would get an error, or what will happen?
Where you do not want to include
If we didn't have this like in this square brackets,
line
we
number,
didn't have this square brackets part at all, like sirf ch hota to.
Something like this.
Yes sir.
ऐसा होता तो ये ch होता, and then you have to remove
right,
this percentages to percentage c, right?
Okay.
And then also this, and then since ch एक variable है, ये address नहीं है, so यहाँ पे हमें and भी add करना पड़ेगा.
But if we used s like instead of c, then we'll get an error.
Yes, definitely, because percentages is specifically for the character pointers. So your argument here should be character pointer. Even in this case, you can use percentages. No.
So what is the, why do we write ampersand there?
Yeah, to get the address of this variable. So every variable that we have declared from line number 5 to 9, it will be stored somewhere, right? Basically, it will be stored in a RAM with some location. And that location is having some value, right? So when you write this number, like you are printing this, so you are doing something like %d and then number, okay? So you want the value of the number, not the address. So that is why you have used number. But if you want the address of the number, let me show you. %, and then for address, I think % is used. And yeah, one more thing. So this order at line number 20 in printf, the order is, if you are having order character and then number, which is %d. So you have to specify the same ordering in the argument as well. You cannot have something like number and then ch, because here it will throw error saying that number is integer, but you are printing %c. You are having %c as a string identifier, so it will give error. So the order should be exactly same that you are using over here. So let me show you the address of all this thing and the value. So for address, as I've said, you have to add this %, and for value, you have to just write this variable name. This is how C is. There is no y in it. So unsigned int. Okay. Unsigned
What is
int.
%u?
This is used for unsigned int. If you write here, there is a keyword. If you write here something like unsigned int, the range will be doubled. As I've said, that character, if character does not have something like that, but let's say there is a data type which is called character 2, and it is pointing to from minus 127 to 127. Okay, but signed, there is a signed thing because you are including the minus number as well as that, and that is why it is called signed. If you remove those minus numbers, so you can have more storage. You have double storage, right? If you remove all the minus number from below 0, so the range will be doubled, so it will be 0 to 255 instead of 127 in that case.
Okay, sir.
So unsigned thing, just double the thing.
Sir,
Yeah, someone else is, yeah.
sir, I don't understand here, sir. In C, we don't have a string data type then, like we used to have in Java.
What?
Sir, in C,
Yeah, we don't have a string. Yeah, as a string we don't have.
So we just
So
have
this,
arrays of
some
characters.
either char star or character array. Char and then some variable and then this bracket. Yeah.
Sir, so can you please show how to print a string then again?
Okay. I've already shown you, but let me show you once again. This integer expect I and star. So this is how you define a string. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes,
Line
sir.
number 9. Okay. Now let me take input from the user and then let me print it. Percentages, and then /n, and then whatever you've written. So what is your name?
Sir, Ritik.
So it will print Ritik. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear now.
Okay. So when you say this array, this is the declaration syntax. So when you say that I've declared an array which is having this much element, which is 128, then you can think it as a set, which is a collection of 128 elements. And these elements are nothing but, it cannot be anything else than character. You cannot have integer here. It will not be interpreted as an integer. It will be always interpreted as a character. So if you try to print %d over here, like as we have seen, we can print individual elements. So let me try to print something like a third element. Actually not third, it is fourth element. So let me try to print fourth element. So it will, so as you can see, so 1, 2, 3, the fourth element is an integer, but it will be treated as a character because every integer is a kind of character. Well, it is a set of character, and integer is a kind of set of integer is a character which is a digit from 0 to 1.
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, here you have written %s and you haven't read that too.
What I have read?
Sir, by putting %ch, you have used
where?
It's line number 19. Sir, shouldn't it be %c and %ch?
Are you saying it should be like this?
And instead of %s, there should be %c.
There should be %c.
Yes,
but
sir.
it will just take only one character, right? So your declaration should be like this, then it will work.
So you mean in CHR we can use %s if we want to make it read more than one character, and %c we want to make it read only one character. Is
one
that
character, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So in that case, if you have just one character, then this thing will not make any sense. So you have to, yeah, Divyanshi, go ahead.
Sir, if we use the scan statement with any character, say capital A, And if we try to print it by using a %d, so will it show the ASCII value or will it show the
Right.
error?
ASCII value.
Okay, okay.
It will be the ASCII value. Let me print it. Because you can do it here, you may receive some warning, but since integer is a bigger set than the character, it is a superset of character. So in the, because storage wise, so it will take more storage than the character. So everything will be adjusted accordingly and it will be changed. So let's say A, the value of A is in ASCII 65, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So any other questions?
Why do you have to put the ampersand before the CH or taking it as two?
Can you please repeat? It was not very much audible. Yeah, just have your microphone near your. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was just asking that when you're taking the string input using the character array, why didn't you have to put the ampersand in front of CH?
Okay. So these are a standard thing. You didn't know about pointers and all this thing, but still I'm telling it just to enjoy the class. So you are saying that you want to have percentages and then you want to declare an array, something like this. And then you want to include ampersand ch, right? Because scanf always take an address, right?
Right.
So if you write ch, it is similar to, so ch is similar to ampersand ch0. Okay.
Okay.
In this case, because ch is an array, so you cannot write ch. You cannot print %d or %ch. Okay. So ch is indirectly converted to ampersand ch0, which is the first location of that array. So it will, so scanf is taking the first location of that array, and then it will store 56 character in that location, continuous location. Okay.
If we were to put an ampersand in front of CH, what would that point to?
If we
were to put an ampersand in front of CH.
Okay, if you put ampersand of ch over here.
Yeah, where would that point to the first element?
It will be pointer to a pointer to an array. It will be pointer to a pointer to, yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Yeah, so there is a nesting thing, kind of inception. Yeah. So anyone else is having any doubt?
Sir, why did we need the new line command, like /n? Like that's new line, right? So why do we need that? We don't need that, right?
Yeah, we don't need that, but let me, so why we need that? Let me know these things. Should be ch. This should be %c, and then ASCII value will be printed. Okay, now this. Now, since it is a single character, you have to specify the address of that, which is like this. And then there is just this lesson now. Let me remove it. And then you will not see a good output actually. Double slash. Okay, so I've customized this terminal because if you are printing this /n, there was some extra new line were printed. So in default terminal, you will see that your terminal prompt, this is called prompt. I've customized it. So in your default terminal, you will see that you will not encounter your thing over here, but just starting from the here. So your prompt will be starting from here itself. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yes, sir.
And in that case, it will not make you feel better. So just to make it feel better, you have to add /n. Nothing requirement there.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
So anything else? Yeah, some errors and some mathematical and C thing that you cannot do. You cannot write something like this. You cannot write something like this. So this will make sense because so left side is used to tell the C program where to store. And the right side could be any arithmetic, logical, any operation. So you cannot have x plus y equals to 2, equals to 2, something like this. X plus y equals to 2. But in mathematics, it works. Left side, there must be only one variable. It could be a character, teaser, pointer, structure, whatever you want to have. It should be just one, because whatever you are doing over here, computation. So let's say you are doing some computation over here. So after computing the value, the left side should be telling the memory location to store those values. So it should be just one thing. It should not be combination of any logical, arithmetic, or any operation. So yeah, Ritik, go ahead.
Sir, is Scanf the only way to take input in C?
No, there are others also. Even you can use system calls like read, fread, and all this thing. So you will read all this thing when you read file IO, file input output. So Scanf is very simple thing to read from the this terminal. Simplistic implementation. So any beginner can start from here.
Yes, okay.
So just for sake of explaining, this scanf is ultimately converted to the system call, because entire screen that you are seeing over here is controlled by the operating system. User cannot do anything on this screen. So to do anything, like I'm hovering the mouse like this. So this thing is allowed because I'm making a lot of system calls in the background. So scanf, printf, when you see the implementation of all this system call, you will, this function call, you will find that internally it is using a lot of system call to do it. So after taking C programming, I think you should take CS 330. You will enjoy the most.
So what is CS 330?
It is a operating system course. There every doubt is clear. So when I'm saying that this a dot out is, so what is first thing that is executed when you write this a dot out? So there are many things that happens behind the scene.
So is it open for non-CSE people?
Yes, you can take it as a minor. So in IITK, everything is open to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I ran the program, the simple program on Brutal. So I am getting a runtime error. I don't understand why.
What kind of runtime error? Can you be
There's
specific?
no specification of that runtime error.
So what you was doing? Are you doing some malicious memory activity? Are you having some null point? So what was your program when you are trying to run it?
I sent it in the chat, that was my program.
Okay, so send it in WhatsApp, I guess, in the group.
Okay.
So you send it.
Sir, it's in the chat of the Zoom.
Okay. Let me see. I guess the meeting should be over, but we are still continuing. Okay. In the chat. Yeah, this is the program. So this and CH is the problem, na? So as I've said that it will point to pointer to the pointer of character, right? So there is a double pointer over here and that pointer is not initialized. So to make it run perfectly, just remove this ampersand.
Okay,
And it will
okay,
run.
okay. Right. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
sir.
yes, welcome. So a simple program to do something, some logical thing, because programs are designed in that way. So if you want to write the table of 2, how you can do it? Table of 2 without using any for loop. So first we'll initialize some value, let's say number, not number, counter, and then you have a result. Now counter is initialized as because you want to print the table of 2. So let me start with 1, and the result will start with 2. Now if you print, so you do this result is equals to result into counter. So at line number 27, the counter value is 1, the result value is 2. So result will be printing printf %d and result. So it will print 2. So let me add this %2d thing. So currently it is having 2. Now in the next time you will do the same thing, counter. But before this, yes, but before this you have to increment the counter. So now the counter will be 2. So the result was previously 2. Now 2 into 2 will be 4. So if you do this, if you do this printf again, it will print 4. So similarly, you can write 10 times the same thing, increment the counters, and then you can print the table of 2. So because you do not know about loops currently, so as you can see, you are printing the table of 2, which is 2 and 4, right? But that %2d thing, let me show you 2d and then 2d, and let me make the counter some bigger value, 6. So 6 into 2 will be 12. So here you will see a nice output. As you can see, the 2 will take 1 space, but because you have specified %2d, so it is taking 2 space, and it is nicely printed this thing. So sometime it is useful to print something like this, because after all, we want a good visualization what the program is doing apart from that. So these are some details. And then any doubt so far? So we can close today's session. If you have any doubt.
Sir, please upload recording.
Yeah, the lecture will be this recording. So I will share the recording on WhatsApp.
Okay.
The link. Okay.
Okay, sir. And sir, the Zoom link will remain same for the tutorial, right?
It will remain. Yeah, it will remain same.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So, okay. And today's class was very less interactive because just a set of people from this 40 people, just 5 or 6 people are asking questions. It should not happen. Up to what lecture do we need to watch before the lab? So yeah, before the lab, there is this weekly schedule, I guess, in the course website. So there you will find all those details. But I guess you have to see until that date, the lecture released up to that date, when you are going to take that lab session. Is it clear, Ritik? Okay. So try to use this opportunity as much as possible. Try to ask questions as many as possible, as crazy as possible. I would love to answer. By this, let me say, let me end the class. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you, sir.